A while back I did a couple of these on the subject of mental health, by which we almost always mean mental illness. And there's a little more I'd like to say about it. We blame mental illness for many of the terrible things that happen in our society. Frequently, violent, murderous outbreaks. Very often someone who is killing someone else is doing it for money or because they have lost the balance of their reason. Lost, we say, their mind. And even though this mental illness causes much pain in our society, we do very little about it. We don't want to spend money on this. One reason being is that we figure, what good would it do? We don't have any simple cures for this malady. I don't think we know what causes it, so we are, I think, helpless to prevent it. Why exert ourselves in an effort we know is futile? The Greeks had a saying for overall health and well-being, mens sana in corpore sano. It's usually translated as a sound mind in a sound body, which is well enough. An unsound mind is rather more mysterious, I think, than an unsound body. There are obvious treatments or aids we can offer to improve body health, but for that unsound mind there is little we can do. You can work on strength and conditioning for the body. It's more difficult to tune the mind. And when that unsound mind hooks up with a weapon, usually a gun, then the alarming trouble results. And people will say it was a senseless massacre. But to the shooter, it made perfect sense, and probably was, in his warped mind, a kind of justice, with him acting as a righteous angel of revenge. That Greek word sana is the root for our word sanity, and it is also the vital essence of our word sanitation. One of the principal points in sanitation is to keep what is clean as separate as possible from what is dirty. By dirty I mean not only what is unclean, but also what is poisonous, and a threat not only to health but also life. It's a true fundamental. You have to keep the food away from the garbage, what you eat from what you excrete, the poopy from the soupy, what is nourishing from what is deadly. Sanity operates in a similar way, I believe. We are sane when our thoughts are clean and in keeping with a general understanding of reason. It is easy to go beyond this for purposes of entertainment or control, or to construct a seemingly rational basis for beliefs or actions others would consider crazy. Fear of being considered crazy, or at least extremely odd, is one more reason to conceal your true thoughts, and a sheltered, unexamined belief can often lead to danger and harm. When we see these savage incidents, we think, how could he possibly have gone off and done that? What was he thinking? What he was thinking was badly damaged, demented, we say, poisoned, if you will, and in order to continue to live and function in this world, he had to resort to madness as a guide. I think we all lose our way to some extent, though it is usually harmless and we consider it foolishness, not depravity. But in some way, willfully or completely by accident, the purity of our thoughts can be infected and we can lose our sanity. Confrontation or crisis can do this. For example, when it comes to war, and I have also been recently thinking about war, we liberally and even cheerfully submit to a kind of mass madness, which is not at all apparent because it is shared by so many. But we are going to believe things which, in a calmer moment, or at a distant remove, we know cannot be true. The private individual may also snap and lose the grip on the world that sanity affords, and when that happens, the chance for a terrible, bloody outcome depends solely on the ease of obtaining lethal weapons. In our nation, that is very simple to do, and so we have these killings, and will continue to have them. Our constitutionally guaranteed means of protection becomes our means of destruction. It's inevitable and as much a fact of our lives as the seasonal flu. It's just that with mental illness, the shot will come not from a hypodermic to heal, but from a gun to kill.